The Great Hall of the Nile floats silently in no space. Aboard, Zeetar argues with Marchion Ro. The Eye was supposed to bring the Jedi to their knees, yet the Jedi Knights kept coming. The Eye did not deliver, yet Marchion remains dismissive. Lourna Dee then chimes in bitterly at Marchion's indifference to the rest of them. Just then, the Nile are alerted that a path is opening above the hall, and the new arrivals were definitely not Nile. Marchion orders the Tempest runners to defend the hall, and with that his hologram disappears. Zeetar panics and orders for the alarm to be sounded, and for all the Nile to evacuate, but Lourna chastises him for his cowardice. Despite the formidability of the Jedi, she believed that the Nile had the advantage, as the Jedi do not strike first. Or so she thought. The Ataraxia opened fires, piercing through the energy shield and exploding the hall's outer shell. This was unexpected, and Lourna was almost impressed. She orders Zeetar to defend the main entrance while she secures the launch base, but Zeetar protests, stating that his armor isn't ready. Lourna tosses him a flamethrower in response. The Nile take up defensive positions at the main entrance. Zeetar orders the Nile to release the war cloud and wait until they see the golden robes of the Jedi before firing. As the war cloud slowly chokes the corridor, the Nile wait in anticipation. Then a green lightsaber pierces through the door, and the Nile open fire. The Marshal of the Starlight Beacon is the first to step through. The Marshal strides forward with a ruthlessness never seen in her before, throwing a Nile against the wall with the Force. She slices through a Nile and impales another with her blade. She finds herself standing in front of Zeetar, and she recalls that he was on Zaius when Tarak was Husk. Zeetar compliments her on her memory and shoots a torrent of flames towards her, but the Marshal pushes it aside with the Force. Reaching out with the Force, she causes Zeetar's flamethrower to combust, swallowing the Tempest Runner in an explosion of fury and vengeance. As AVAR leaves Zeetar's smoking corpse behind, she orders the Jedi to deal with the stragglers while she deals with Lourna Dee. KEEVE and Sskeer share an understanding. Something is not right with the Marshal. KEEVE decides to go after her, and as she catches up, she finds the Marshal carving her way through legions of Nile. KEEVE attempts to stop the Jedi Master. It was not that long ago that the Marshal reprimanded Sskeer for killing in cold blood, but Sskeer was sick, his judgment clouded by pain. So what was her excuse? AVAR turns and swings her lightsaber at KEEVE. The two green sabers clash against each other again and again. AVAR spits that she will not be lectured by a Jedi Knight she knighted, a Jedi who constantly doubts her abilities, and a Jedi who questions the song of the Force. Undeterred, KEEVE pushes back at the Marshal. Whose song? The Force or her own? Knocked back, AVAR beseeches KEEVE to stand aside. It must be done. This is the will of the Force. A sudden explosion interrupts the conversation, and KEEVE is knocked forward, seemingly unconscious. And from the ashes and smoke, Lourna Dee appears, armed with Zeetar's armor. AVAR retrieves her lightsaber and quickly engages the Tempest Runner in a duel. AVAR leaps over Lourna's blade and proceeds to split it in two with her lightsaber. Lourna responds with a barrage of laser fire, while AVAR spins her blade, deflecting it. Outside the hall, several Nile ships begin to open fire on their own home, causing an explosion to interrupt the fighting within. Lourna had ordered her own Tempest to fire on their own people. After all, if winning this battle would come at the sacrifice of more Nile, so be it. As Lourna raises her metal arm to deal with the final blow, AVAR did the unthinkable. Reaching into somewhere dark, somewhere forbidden, she releases a torrent of force power, shredding Lourna's armor. AVAR demands Lourna's surrender, but Lourna, reaching for Tarak's lightsaber, refuses. She strikes at the Marshal, who immediately recognizes the blade. And in a moment of hatred and anger, she slices Lourna's hand off. But the moment of darkness did not dissipate, nor make the Marshal hesitate. Instead, she delved deeper, intent on dealing the final blow. Behind her, KEEVE awakes, slowly realizing what the Marshal was about to do. Standing above a helpless Lourna, she raises her lightsaber, prepared to deal with the final blow. So that is what happened in issue 13 of the High Republic, and this was so good. We finally get to see AVAR really descend into the dark side, and the stakes in this issue were really ramped up. It's going to be so exciting to see what happens next. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I am the Lost Acolyte,
and I have spoken.